Okay, Shalom Israel. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, Kakwadash. That belongs to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, teaching us His truth. Shalom to the elect. And I just want to get into a quick lesson. Maybe about like a part 2 to the atrocities done to our people. I'm going to be reading this book as you see on the screen. It's called Mysteries of the Mexican Pyramids by Peter Tompkins. And in this lesson, I want to get into the religions forced upon our people. Okay? And yeah, let's just get straight to it. Alright, so this is page 15 in chapter 2 called Indian Sacrifices. And I'm going to start the last paragraph. It says, individuals were torn from their families to work as slaves in gold and silver mines. Because at this point in time, this is when Hernan Cortez came back with more Spaniards to enslave the so-called Indians, which are at the time were known as Aztecs. Alright? The scriptures, we know them as Issacharites. Alright? Which means he is hired. One of the sons of Jacob. Alright? An Israelite, a prince of the power. But it says individuals were torn from their families to work as slaves in gold and silver mines, branded on their faces each time they changed masters. The prettier women were raped and infected with pox, smallpox, leprosy, and all manner of plagues. By 1545, the Tlaxcala alone, 250,000 Indians had died of the plague. Altogether, 3 million were to die as disease spread to Tabasco and Yucatan. Spanish apologists retorted that their presence had saved 600,000 Indian lives from being sacrificed on the altars in the first 30 years of the conquest. They said of the Indians that God truly did them a great service for entrusting them to the Spaniards who converted them and treated them so well. You know, these are the house niggas. As land was stolen from the natives, great famines ensued, yet heavy taxes were laid on Indians. Okay, let me read that again. As land was stolen from the natives, alright, going into Micah 2 and 2, they covered fields, alright. Great famines ensued, yet heavy taxes were laid on Indians. You know, so you devils got a lot to pay for, man. Those who failed to pay were tortured to death. Indians who refused to join the Catholic Church were horsewhipped, had their heads shaved, and were forbidden to hold office or title in their villages. For failing to attend mass or for practicing any of his old rites, as Indians could receive 100 lashes. You know, same atrocities that happened to you so-called blacks, you Judites, over here in America, man. To where, you know, you were whipped and ostracized, alright? Or castrated, rather. You were whipped and castrated, alright? Maybe you had your hands cut off, alright? Or really tortured, man, for reading the scriptures, man, for practicing your ancient rites. You know, because Esau Edom understands that there's power in that, man. Alright? You weren't even allowed to speak your own language, man. You know, you would get whipped for that, man. Just the fact that you know Spanish, for you so-called Mexicans out there, because, you know, you got a lot of our people who are proud to be Spanish, man. Just the fact that you know Spanish, alright, means that you're a slave. Because that language is beat into you. Alright? You didn't go, you know, if you go back in history and ask your ancestors, which really are you in the reincarnation, you know, they'll tell you that this was beat into us, man. That language that you know was beat into you, man. Okay? Just like today, man, being a product of slavery still, what? The English language is really You know, you basically brought up to learn this English language, man. You know, that's the primary language what you learn in school. All right, you learn how to read, write, all right, and think English, man. So it says Indians who refused to join the Catholic Church were horsewhipped because that was a primary religion over there in Europe, had their heads shaved, and were forbidden to hold office or title in their villages for failing to attend Mass or for practicing any of its old rites, as Indians could receive 100 lashes. According to the Spaniards, Indians were supposed to know only the Our Father, Ave Maria, Credo, and the Ten Commandments. You know, which that's where the Catholics get their prayers from today, man. Because when you break down the rosary beads, as far as that's what Catholics follow, each set of rosary beads supposed to stand for something, man. Okay, so it says was Our Father, the Ave Maria, which I believe was the Hail Mary, the Credo, and the Ten Commandments. Reading and writing were considered as dangerous as the devil. It says in Spain, an eminent jurist, Juan Gines de Sepulveda, invoked the authority of Aristotle to stigmatize the Indians of the New World as natural slaves. He maintained that the inferior beings, they would benefit from the labor they performed from the superior Spaniards, and that war against the Indians to force them to Christianity was not only expedient, but lawful. Okay? So, this religion stuff was forced upon you people, man. And this is why we so vehemently tell our people to get out of those religions, man. That's the chains, that was put upon you, man. Of course, it was physical, all right? And it was also mental, man. Okay? And the Bible tells us of this. Okay? The Bible tells us, when you go into the curses of Deuteronomy 28, which I'm going to grab as well, but it tells us that it would happen to our people, man, because they went off from the law, statutes, and commandments, man. All right? This book is written for you, man. All right? Like the brother in the camp says, Bufu, by us, for us, man. Okay? So this is Isaiah 58:1. It says, cry aloud, spare not. Lift up thy voice like a trumpet and shew my people their transgression. All right? Which a transgression is a bad thing. Something that basically, in a nutshell, all right, in the most layman terms, a transgression is something that you did bad. All right? In the house of Jacob, their sins. Okay? It says, yet they seek me daily and delight to know my ways, as a nation that did righteousness and forsook not the ordinance of their power. They ask me the ordinance of justice. They take delight in approaching to God. All right? So the reason why I brought this out is because, our people, they believe that what they're doing, is being Catholics or Christians, going to church maybe every Sunday, every Wednesday, every Friday, celebrating Mass, and Lent and all that BS. They believe they're doing right, man. But that's why the scripture just told us in Isaiah, we got to tell our people their transgressions, man, where they going off at. Because you're going off, serving these other gods, man. All right? Catholicism, you serving Jesus Christ, you going off, man. That was forced upon you, as we just read. That was never nothing that your forefathers worshipped, man, or served, even though they were going off, and really that's why they went into slavery. All right? And that's a curse. That's not actually, when you're reading the scriptures in Deuteronomy 28th chapter, which I'm getting ready to read, I'm gonna actually start at Deuteronomy 28:15. It says, but it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken to the voice of Yahweh thy power, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee. Cursed so thou be. Oh, okay, no, that was it. Salakia. All right, so this is a curse, and reading down to verse 60. Just go straight to the point. Verse 65. Actually, 64. Deuteronomy 25 and 64. And the Lord shall scatter thee among all people, from the one end of the earth even to the other. You know, that's why you have Jake from Mexico all the way over there to Spain and Europe and all over, man. It says from one end of the earth even to the other, and there shalt thou serve other gods. You know, and going into that, the Most High is going to scatter this. That's why you have what called the triangular slave trade, man. And even outside that triangle, all right, which is you know, from the triangular slave trade, Africa. I mean, really Israel, Africa. All right, because we came from Israel, all right, and we were forced out of Israel into Africa, all right, and then we pushed over to like Europe and America, all right, in the Americas, man. That's a triangular slave trade, man. Europe, Africa, America, man. You know, actually, just to this is actually a picture on that in this video. People scattered all over, man. Trying to find that picture. Which shows how you had a lot of Jake, you know, scattered out of the West Africa to the Americas, to Europe, to Spain, so on and so forth. Let's see. But this is a good one too. You see how we came from Africa, all right, to Europe, to North America, all right, and really all across the world, man. But that was like basically the main stops where we you know, came from, man. Okay. So it says Slocky, reading on. It says, from one end of the earth even to the other, and there thou shalt serve other gods, which neither thou nor thy fathers have known, even wood and stone. Okay, so there you go, man. Serving other gods that our fathers didn't know, man. All right, wood and stone, man. Hey, our people serve, you know, the statue of Jesus or the statue of Virgin Mary, so-called Virgin Mary. All right, because Mary had sex with Joseph. All right. But those religions is, you know, wasn't known, you know, in the ancient world, man. Our people didn't know about that. That was in other words, that was man-made. It was made up. All right. When you look into like the Council of Nicaea and the different councils and, you know, that wicked Israelites came up with, and during the time of Constantine, all right, and his wicked councils, all right, this is how the religions came out, man. And, you know, of course, they added, you know, things from the previous, they added like statues and you know, rules and stuff like that from previous you know, idols from like Greece and Rome and all of that. Well, Greece, I would say, like, yeah, like Greece, Europe, Africa, all over, man, from other you know, empires, Salakia, from other empires. Kind of had, you know, a loss of thought. So it says, and among these nations shalt thou find no ease, Neither shall the sole of thy foot have rest, but Yahweh shall give thee there a trembling heart, and failing of eyes, and sorrow of mind. And thy life shall hang in doubt before thee, and thou shalt fear day and night, and shall have none assurance of thy life. Okay? So, hey, these religion is a curse, man. It's a curse that the Most High put upon our people. Alright? But to the hopeful elect, we're going to come out of that, man. Okay? And this is why the Most High set us up, man. To tell our people of their transgressions, man. Alright? To tell them that's not something you should be following, man. These religions. Because a lot of times, the things that practice in a religion, well, all the times really, the things that's practiced in these religions is not scriptural. Like holidays, man, birthdays, that's not scriptural, man. Okay, this is Hosea chapter 4. Let me see. Dang, 4 and 6. Salaki. My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge, because thou hast rejected knowledge. I will also reject thee, and thou shalt be no priest to me, seeing that thou hast forgotten the law of thy power. I will also forget thy children. Okay. Hey, so that's a curse, man. Alright, and like I said, you gotta, like they say in the world, even, you gotta look at your history to know, if you don't know where you came from, you don't know where you're going, man. As far as that religion stuff goes, man. Hey, but that was it, man. Those religions, it's not scriptural, man. As far as something that we should be following Yahawah, alright, and YAHAWASHI, man. Because when you even, when you do go in the scriptures, when you try to get understanding and, say, okay, if that's not scriptural, what God should I be following? Well, Moses told you, man, because Moses even asked when the Lord gave him, when the Lord gave Moses the law, statute, commandments to give Israel, he said, in what name shall I tell, let me just grab it instead of, in what name should I tell the people, that gave him this? Alright, and he said, the Lord God gave you this, man. But you're looking at word Lord, it means Yahweh. And his son YAHAWASHI, man. This is Exodus chapter 3. Verse 13. And Moses said unto God, behold, when I come unto the children of Israel, and shall say unto them, the God of your fathers has sent me unto you, and they shall say to me, what is his name? And what I shall say unto him? And God said to Moses, I am that I am. And he said, thus shalt thou say unto the children of Israel, I am, have sent me unto you. And God said moreover unto Moses, so he clarifies it right here, thus shalt thou say unto the children of Israel, the Lord, which that word Lord in all caps is Yahawah, because even though the Bible nowadays is written in English, you gotta go into its original tongue, which is Hebrew. In the Old Testament, it says, Yahawah, power of your fathers, the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, and the God of Jacob have sent me unto you. This is my name forever, and this is my memorial unto all generations. Okay, so serve Yahweh BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI, man. Don't serve those false idols that were forced upon you, man. Okay, like I forgot who said it, but it was somebody. He made a good quote. It was saying, how could something that was put upon you to enslave you free you? Okay. Hey, so with that, shalom to the elect.